Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Another day, another Lorna Slater story. You know, some days I can go and, you're struggling. You can't find an interesting story or a controversial story or one that gets your blood boiling. But you simply go, Lorna Slater, Google Lorna Slater, and there's always something. She is excellent value for money when it comes to making YouTube videos. Well, the latest wheeze is that all these lorries that are going to have to be employed by all these different stores to go around the country and pick up all those little bits of plastic. They're gas guzzlers, they're bad for the environment, and apparently, according to Lorna Slater, they're nothing to do with her. It's her bloody scheme. It's madness. We'll have a look at this article and see why she lives in a land of delusion. Here we go. So, Lorna Slater says the gas guzzling trucks deployed by the DRS company have nothing to do with her. It's her idea. It's the company she set up. And they, in order to fulfil the function that she demands, have had to go and get these big gas guzzling lorries. But it's got nothing to do with her. What does she expect them to do? Go around with hand carts the whole of Scotland? Oh, we'll get a little hand cart here. Bring out your empties. Bring out your empties. She's a moron. Anyway. The Greens Minister has refused to speak out against the gas-guzzling impact of Biffa's fleet of recycling trucks, while still claiming the environment is at the heart of DRS. The DRS will absolutely destroy the environment. Lorna Slater has said the fleet of petrol and diesel lorries deployed by the company awarded the transport contract for her recycling scheme is a matter for them, not her. Of course it's her scheme. If this scheme didn't exist, they wouldn't exist. The hated deposit return scheme is to be delivered in part by waste giants Biffa, who, according to the Scottish Tories, will put almost 200 gas-guzzling trucks on Scotland's roads. Great for the environment. One of the environment question marks against the DRS are all the additional journeys for vehicles moving around the country with glass and plastic bottles and cans. And somebody needs to do a quantitative study and look at the cost of, first of all, extracting all the ore, processing all the ore, turning it into steel and aluminium and all these things, transporting it, the cost of transporting it in terms of the fuel used, the materials used to build the transportation, things like that. Do a full cost study on what it actually costs to build one of these lorries, multiply it by 200, add on, say, the fuel used for, say, a 20-year lifespan. Say that's how much it costs, how much saving, that's how much the environmental cost is. How much will these lorries have to work to do to save the environment, their own cost, never mind improving the environment. And I bet you it isn't economically viable. But you know what? Anyone could work that out. Given time, anyone could work that out if they weren't a complete and utter moron who's fixated on a political belief rather than living in the world of reality. That tells you all you need to know about Lorna Slater, doesn't it? Anyway, one of the environment question marks was this thing. So, the recycling scheme has come under further pressure this week after ministers published a renewed draft that still angered industry members. And Tesco said the refusal to implement a UK-wide scheme will impact their plastic recycling targets. I've got something for Tesco, and for Asda, and for Sainsbury's, in fact all of them. All of them. Why is it when I go in there, and I think this is a genuine question, why is it when I go in there and I want to buy some onions or some carrots, for example, why do I have to buy a plastic bag of onions and carrots? Why can't I buy loose onions? I only might want 2 carrots, but I have to buy a bag of carrots. Why not make a law that all vegetables supplied in a store must be sold open and sold by weight and not in a packet? Make that the law. 1, it will save an awful lot of plastic. 2, it will save an awful lot of waste. If you have to buy a packet of carrots but you aren't going to get through them before they go off, then you're throwing good food away. You're throwing money away. You're wasting food. Put all vegetables as loose, sell them loose, make it the law, they have to be sold loose, and move on. Save the plastic, save food, save money. Brilliant idea. The only people who don't like it, supermarkets, they make millions, screw them. Anyway, Biffa, getting back to this, Biffa has bought a fleet of 198 diesel and petrol vehicles to fulfil its role, leading SNP backbench rebel Fergus Ewing to declare it will create extra emissions from millions of additional lorry journeys and will be bad for the environment. But of course, Slater must absolutely hate him for saying that, because she knows it's true, but she hasn't got a prepared argument, because she hasn't got the figures, she hasn't got the numbers. Conservative MSP Maurice Golden asked Mrs Slater, or Miss Slater, Ms, because they go with Ms, don't they, Slater for her position on whether or not companies like Biffa should have invested in electric vehicles to reduce emissions. The hint, little inside story, they don't, because where do electric vehicles get their energy from? Burning fossil fuels, you know? Anyway, the Circular Economy Minister said it would not be appropriate for the Scottish Government to intervene in such commercial arrangements. Bullshit! The whole reason that Hull 802 is sitting on the dock, unbuilt, rusting away, and will sail one day, one journey, straight out the dock, straight into the scrapyard, is because the government insisted on clean engines. So Lorna Slater opens her mouth, the stupid falls out, and worse, the lies fall out, because it was her lot, the Greens, that insisted that it had this nice clean energy engine. There's no such thing, of course, as a clean energy engine, but it looks good on paper. And of course, so this is bullshit to intervene in such commercial arrangements. All she had to say is, you know, whoever bids for it must have electric vehicles. Of course you could have done. What's happened is they've gone and bought all these diesels. She doesn't like it. She can do nothing about it because she's powerless and stupid and hasn't got a readily available answer. So goes, oh, it's the government can't do anything about it. Even though the government have been doing things like this for a long time. Just look at the way they're closing Glasgow and Edinburgh down with the ULEZ zones because, hey, you know, government policy talking about how people drive and what vehicles. So Lorna Slater, full of green shit once more. Every day I do a video on how stupid Lorna Slater is and how much crap and stupid comes out of that mouth every time she opens it. She is brilliant. Anyway, Mr Golden responded, stating, as part of a scheme to improve the environment, a company fined for illegal waste dumping will put almost 200 gas-guzzling trucks on Scotland's roads. When asked about it, Green Minister in charge says it's nothing to do with her. In her full statement, she said the Scottish Government has provided significant investment to help accelerate the shift to zero-emission transport and continues to provide bullshit. All she had to do was insist on electric vehicles. Didn't think of that, did you, Lorna? Because, you know, not so bright after all. She hasn't got, you know, when she has a thought, you know, no, you're all right, we have a bright thought, little light bulb, bing. Lorna Slater, it's like a damp match. Honestly, thick as two short planks. Anyway, but worse, liar as well. I don't know if short planks can lie, but she can. However, Biffa is a private company and investment decisions in vehicles is a matter for them. Bullshit. It's a contract. You can write it into the contract. It would not be appropriate for the Scottish Government to intervene in such commercial arrangements, even though we do and have done and will continue to do for some time with every other company. We just forgot about this one. Or provide them with financial advice on its procurement of operating vehicles, even though we have done for everyone else. Circularity Scotland, which is a joke of a name, the private firm established to run the scheme and who's paying £300,000 to its chief executive out of public money, even though apparently it's a private company, said we are working with recycling, waste and logistics providers to identify opportunities to work in partnership, and it's more bullshit and bullshit. It really is. It's just all crap from this woman. No wonder she's sitting there holding her head in her hand and thinking, God, life's hard when you're stupid. Well, it is for you, love. It is for you. Trouble is, you make life hard for everyone else because of you're stupid. I'm rounding up and coming up, but God almighty, she is brilliant, isn't she? She is an absolute gift to YouTubers. When this DRS scheme crashes and burns, assuming it's not cancelled, although I think it actually is going to be quietly cancelled, I don't think it'll ever see the light of day. But if it ever does see the light of day, it will crash and burn. And when it does, it will be everyone's fault except for Lorna Slater. Because, you know, she can't accept the responsibility for being stupid. She goes, oh, I had the bright idea, you know. I've come all the way from Canada with a bright idea. Tell you what, love, pick your bright ideas up, put them in your bag and piss off back to Canada. I'm wondering if you actually voluntarily came here or did they throw you out? I've got to be honest and question that. Because if they had an option of getting rid of you and they took it, well done to them. Can we send you somewhere? It's a shame, isn't it? Need an IQ. I tell you what, if they had a basic immigration point, wasn't how much you can generate this, that, and the other, how much you're bringing in, blah, blah, blah. IQ points, bang. Honestly, minimum IQ. Say, be generous, 95, right? That's just a little bit below average. 95. You'd have struggled, wouldn't you? Got the IQ of a freaking goldfish. Anyway, I'm done. See what tomorrow brings for the Lorna show. If you like what you see and hear on the video, do please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, share the video, and leave a like is the most important of them. There is love. So, yeah, do that, and I will see you later. So, until tomorrow, or until later. Oh, fucking hell. Anyway, there we go. So, if you like what you see here on the channel, do please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, but definitely leave the like, that's the big one. And, until next time, stay safe, stay well. Don't worry about gas guzzling cars. There isn't an emergency. If there was, they'd have banned private jets. And until next time, bye-bye.